It's Monday, June 23rd, 2014, and let's talk about what happened this weekend over at xdadevelopers.com. Another relatively short weekend, so let's go ahead and get started. As far as device updates, only one showed up on the portal this weekend. The Galaxy Tab 8.0, Samsung's mid-range tablet from sometime last year, started receiving its update to KitKat. As you might expect, it's a slow rollout process, it's coming out over the air little by little, and it started in France this time around. However, the update has been captured and made available, along with a quick and easy guide for how to update your device to KitKat and how you can root it after that. Check out the forum thread as usual for all the details. Next up, I've mentioned Pie controls several times in the past, between ROMs like Paranoid Android, CyanogenMod, and even the experimental controls that come in the AOSP web browser. Unfortunately, most of the methods of using Pie controls require you to actually have rooted your device and maybe even install a custom ROM. Now, if you're not on a rooted device, but you still want to try out those Pie controls, XDA senior member App Hacker created an app called DBPie. This app allows non-rooted users to have that same sort of functionality, adding in navigation keys for back and home and multitasking, as well as some color customization for all those controls, and a bunch of other useful features. There's even more features coming in the next version as well. So if you are a non-rooted user who's always wanted to try out those Pie controls, and maybe just see what you're missing out on, check out that app thread for all the details as well. Actually, speaking of UI elements, since that's what that was about, LG has made some pretty significant changes to their device UI, starting with the LG G3. Up until now, their UI designs have just been a little heavy. They've had a load of colors, a load of shadows, just not great. And with their latest UI redesign, they've gone more for that simple, flat look that we've seen out of a lot of other modern UIs, which is actually kind of interesting. There's a video embedded in the portal post explaining their reasoning for the style that they chose, the typography they used, the color choices, and all sorts of other stuff. So if you're interested in learning a bit more about it, about the design process and all of that, head on over there and check out that video. And one last thing to mention. Up to this point, Android APIs were all numbered, starting from 1 and going through 19, which corresponds to KitKat, current version. A couple of recent commits and merges to the AOSP suggest that, moving forward, at least the 64-bit version of APIs are going to start using non-numeric characters to label them. So instead of being 20 for the next version, they're renaming it to be L for the API level. Now the commit suggests it might be tentative, and it's possible that they could revert it before pulling it into an actual release, but still, it merits mentioning because it might affect somebody. At the end of the day, it's not going to be a huge impact for the majority of people, but for developers like you guys, it is definitely worth mentioning. So if you would like to take a look at those two commits to see what started all of this discussion about it, you can definitely find them linked to in the portal post, which I have put, as with everything else, down in the video description. You can also find the links to all the other stories that I do talk about down in the video description as well, and the links to my YouTube channels at the very, very bottom as usual. But that's going to be about all from me for today though. We would appreciate it if you'd give us a thumbs up if you like this video, just lets us know that you care, and subscribe if you want to receive our content as soon as it becomes available. Thanks so much for watching though, and I will see you again next time.